says, pumping our fists in victory. My smile breaks free, and I have to laugh at his enthusiasm. Reality TV, even the most unreal kind, has always been Max's guilty pleasure. Scarlett mutes the TV again as a phone number comes on screen, inviting viewers to call if they want to determine the paternal status of someone in their family. I wonder if people know they can get the same results at home with a little spit, a test tube, and a postage stamp. Although they'd miss out on the circus sideshow and whatever compensation they get for airing their dirty laundry on national TV. Would you ever go on a show like that? Scarlett asks, glancing behind her at the TV. Light from the window reflects off her nose ring, casting tiny rainbows on the bar. I, unfortunately, know who my father is, Max says. His eyes dart toward mine, as if hearing the word father will undo me. But I'm stronger than he gives me credit for. I took one of those DNA tests a few years back, I tell Scarlett. Max looks pleasantly surprised that I've joined in the conversation. Find anything interesting? She asks. Only that there's a genetic reason I think cilantro tastes like soap. Other than that, I'm a full-bred Jew. 99.5% Ashkenazi, and 0.5% Eastern European. No Irish? She gestures toward my curly red hair, which has always been my most defining feature. Only on St. Patrick's Day, I say, twirling a strand around my finger. Max's ears perk up at the opportunity to rattle off more useless trivia, like the charming human Wikipedia he is. It's actually a common misconception that the Irish have a monopoly on red hair, he says. In 20th century Europe, red hair was synonymous with Jews. Most of Shakespeare's Jewish characters had red hair, and Judas is almost always a redhead in Italian art. Scarlett nods in mock interest. After the great tomato debate last summer, she learned that sometimes it's best not to engage. The bells on the front door chime as Margot, the other half of my best friend duo, walks in. Her arrival plays right into Max's hands. Now this one got the DNA surprise of a lifetime, he says, pointing toward Margot. It's rude to point, she says, before wrapping me in a hug, then taking the bar stool to my left. Hey, facts are facts, Max says. He turns back to Scarlett and explains. Turns out our little Francophile is 0% French, which makes the AUX ending of her name ironic, don't you think? So ironic, Margot says, brushing her smooth black hair behind her ears. I laugh, remembering the day she found out that only half of her family history was accurate. While Margot had always known she had a mixture of European and African ancestry, she'd been told the European part was French. But it turned out the white man her great-grandmother had scandalously fallen in love with in the French Quarter of New Orleans had roots in Belfast, not Bordeaux. We drank so much wine that night, French, of course, as we had a deep discussion about the significance of identity, who and what defines us. Margot had always been proud of her French ancestry and had attributed her impeccable style and love of wine and cheese to that heritage. The way I saw it, she was the same person she always had been, no matter what cultures collided to create her. The specifics of her DNA didn't change who she was. If anything, it gave her a more interesting story to tell. Where's Jeff? Margot asks, looking around the bar. He's meeting us later at the restaurant, I say, hoping he's able to get out of work on time. I twirl my engagement ring, missing him. He's been working so hard lately, putting everything into his presentation for a potential client. If it goes well, he'll be the lead candidate to take over when his boss retires next year. Scarlett sets a glass of white wine in front of Margot. Looks like you could use this, she says. I glance at my best friend, who does look like she's had a day. Her lawyer uniform, a pencil skirt and blouse, is as crisp as ever.